Although on the mid and high end you have many fancy driver setups like bone conduction, planars, Sonian ESTs, piezos, but for the entry level, a good old dependable dynamic driver design is still a reliable performer. With this comes the brand Kefine, not coffee or caffeine, Kefine. So with the Klean, a one dynamic driver set that's been requested by many viewers of mine. So I won't keep you waiting, let's get into it.
Quick reminder, we now have a Discord channel called The Hideout. Join for behind the scenes tidbits, get buying recommendations from yours truly, and just hang out. Scan the QR code on the screen or use the invite link in the description to join. Alright, back to the video. So we have a standard white box for the Klean with quite clean, pun intended, information, and it advertises a DLC diaphragm driver. Slide out the sleeve and you're gonna get the IEMs on the top, with the bottom box containing a really nice semi-hard case that is both compact but solid feeling. It reminds me of the Fail Poppy's included case, definitely earning brownie points here. Inside of said case, you're gonna be getting 3 pairs of basic ear tips, the 2 tuning nozzles, and you get the cable as well. Finally, there is a small QC card and a decent manual to go with it. It's certainly a clean unboxing, giving you just the essentials, but it scores extra points for the refined case. But Klean's cable is also very premium, with these supple wires, a glowy silvery look, with the accompanying chin slider as well, giving average microphonic noise. Like honestly, I would actually use this cable for other IEMs as well, just because of how nice looking it is. Hopefully, Kefine will offer this in a 4.4mm balanced option in the future. With the Klean, you're getting a metal shelled IEM with this angular kind of industrial look and a geometric pattern on the front spelling out Kefine on the 2 sides. Honestly, this is not the most aesthetic design out there. They do feel rock solid though, and these swappable nozzles are in gold, breaking up the black shell look. I will say though that one of these angles, I don't know which is which, it's kind of irritating my ears after like a long multi-hour listening session, but this might vary on your own ears, just be aware of that. I find that the Klean is pretty versatile when pairing with sources. If you go with a brighter source, you can kind of extract some extra sharpness and detail, whilst with a warmer, darker source, it'll help some of the Klean's spicy upper mids be a bit more tame. Power-wise, the set is easy to drive, even out of a phone dongle. As for ear tips, the stock generic silicone ones actually do a good enough job for me, but for a more comfortable experience, I will go to the Tangzu ear tips, but note that it will have a slight bass reduction. On both of the tuning nozzles, I would say that the Klean has this exaggerated peanut gain, which offers a bright and forward signature balanced out by a present low end. This kind of tuning can be song dependent though, and your library will be the make or break aspect of this IEM. With the Kefine Klean on the white nozzle, it's gonna be a more calm-ish signature. It has a meaty, full-bodied bass that places emphasis on sub-bass slam ever so more than the mid-bass, which also has a healthy amount. Lower mids are sufficiently warm, but it's gonna be a bit overshadowed by upper mids, which targets, I think, instrument elements rather than the vocals, and it sometimes complements a song's energy, whilst sometimes kind of breaking the synergy by introducing a slight shoutiness. The treble is present in a standard capacity, and it mainly exists to fill out the rest of the high-end information without being particularly impressive. I have a feeling that this white nozzle's dampening effect, it's kind of holding back the detail retrieval of the Klean compared to the black tuning nozzle. Whether this is just because of the changes in frequency response, or is it an actual physical phenomenon due to the dampening materials, I feel that there's a slight masking of finer details here. Swapping to the black nozzles,
turn the clean into a proper bright sound. The bass and lower mids, they have not been reduced, but their presence will be more subdued due to the increased energy from 4 to 6 kHz. This turns the clean sound from being a slightly confused ordeal that doesn't know if it wants to be a V shape or if it wants to be a bright sound into a more committed set that leans into that peanut gain. And it's able to, I'd say, extract more fine detail than the white nozzles. It increases the contrast between the low and the mid-range, and it can give pleasing results in some Kanye tracks where the strong rap vocals, they play more wildly under the tones of the 808s. But just as in the white nozzles case, when it does backfire, it kind of backfires even more, giving some unwanted graininess to female vocals, underside of course. And although the black nozzle is a bit more messy, and certainly it's less balanced, I actually tend to prefer this one as it sounds more fun and it has a more deliberate vision of a tuning than the sort of non-committal white nozzles tuning. The soundstage width on the clean is, I'd say, an intimate affair. It's not quite like closed down, but maybe it's a bit narrower than average. Height and depth elements, they have a small improvement when using the black nozzles. It's possibly also due to the upper mid-range boosts offering a stronger frequency range contrast. Talking about macro details, the clean does a decent job extracting main elements of your tracks, such as the main melodies, some drum beats, but it's a different story for micro details where this set does alright, but it tends to discard some of the finer elements. Separation here is also average. It can sometimes struggle in busy mixes, which may also be the result of the tuning, but you can say the separation is not so clean here, pun intended. In the $50 range, I also covered the one dynamic driver Tangzu Yu Xuan Ji, which I consider to be an excellent choice for the price. So let's see how the Kefine Klean compares. As for the unboxing, the Tangzu IM commits to the Baroque Chinese theme and includes the useful Tang Sankai ear tips. But the Klean strikes back with a nice carrying case. The Tangzu has choices for 3.5, 4.4mm and Type-C connections, whilst the Klean only has 3.5. But its cable looks more appealing. The IMs themselves, they both have metal builds, but I have to give the win to the Yu Xuan Ji for its beautiful aesthetics. Sound-wise, the Yu Xuan Ji's bass is a touch more subtle than the cleans, whilst lower mids sound fairly similar on both. Now upper mids are going to be the difference maker, with Yu Xuan Ji offering a more relaxed performance that makes it sound more quote-unquote open compared to the clean's more intense, although sometimes claustrophobic mid-range. Separation and resolution on the Tangzu IM is more impressive. It displays abilities up to the level of multi-driver sets, whilst the cleans is more conventional. I think for my preference, it's gonna be the Tangzu Yu Xuan Ji which takes the win, as it plays well with more songs, it is better suited for long listening, but should you want something more intense, then the clean might just work out for you. For what it's worth, the Kefine Klean does the basics quite well. It is well built, it comes with good accessories like the solid carrying case, the nice cable. It adds variety and value as a product through adjustable tuning nozzles, but this also became its crutch. The white nozzle sound is non-committal. It strays the line of a V-shape and a bright signature, but not quite pleasing both camps. The black nozzle though is a more developed tuning with more intense upper mid-range energy, but it suffers from shoutiness, slightly grainy artifacting. Nevertheless, it does have rare moments of potential, and hopefully Kefine will maximize these strengths in future releases.